Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing the homebound. Woo!
Hey guys, we're 2BH, Irresistibly Honest. I'm Adrian.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Gabriel.
So first of all, like always, we want to thank you, everybody who's listening, who's watching on YouTube, wherever you are, whenever you are. You know, we appreciate it.
Oh, shit. In space and time. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Exactly.
So last time we left the topic of religion, you know.
For this podcast.
That cliffhanger.
Exactly.
You know? So we think that religion is a big topic.
Very broad as well.
Very broad, and you can talk a lot about it. So we decided to make a podcast itself for it. Right?
Exactly. And for some reason, I feel like this won't be the last one. You know?
It will be the last one.
No, like, it won't be the last time we talk about religion. Because it's just so much about it.
Yeah, so much about it.
And there's just so many arguments, too.
Mm-hmm. I would like to give a warning. We don't stand by any belief itself. We actually are very... how do you say, like...
Atheist? Or?
No,
like
we're very atheist.
No, that's just me.
No. We have different beliefs.
Yeah, different beliefs, but we also are very open-minded.
Yeah, for sure.
So we can talk about it and not get angry.
Yeah, and we're also very respectful. Like, whatever we say, we don't say it out of, like, hate.
Exactly.
We're just speaking our mind honestly.
Irresistibly honest.
Irresistibly honest, as we always do.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is that we're just trying to let you know what we think about, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how would you describe religion with your own words? What's religion for you?
I think for me, it's just your own belief, and I think really it's just a belief. And if you want to call it religion, then
I think
go
it's kind of like a belief in like a higher force. I think.
Higher force, like the spaghetti monster higher force.
Yeah, there's people that believe it.
It's just I guess there's just a higher force than you believe.
Okay, then what about? I mean, okay, guys. One thing we should get cleared is that we don't know too much about a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and here we're just talking about what we know or what we think we know.
Yeah, we just three normal guys talking about everything.
Exactly.
And not knowing anything.
Exactly. So I might be wrong on this one, but what about like Buddhism? Like, do they believe in a higher power?
Well, as far as I know, I don't know if you guys can make it clear for me. I know Adrian was going to say something, and people from YouTube, let us know. Let us know if we're wrong.
Or Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know.
So, by the way, you can find us on any of those 2BH podcasts.
Exactly.
So, Buddhism, there's this thing called, what's the Buddha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Buddha. So practically there's not just one Buddha.
What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. I think I get it right if I say that practically be a Buddha is the higher achievement that you can get in Buddhism, right?
So it's not. So would you consider that higher power?
No, it's not. Not really. It's just practically finding yourself in the middle point. They call nirvana.
Oh, okay.
Which is the middle point between the, what did they call it? Like sentimental self and the it's sentimental and what is it called?
Mental, like
emotional.
Oh,
it's spiritually.
Oh,
spiritually.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because emotional self is your physical self, like the bottle of what is where you're trapped to call it in a way.
Oh, okay.
The vessel.
The
vessel.
Okay.
And your spiritual self is practically that, just spiritual. And what they believe is, if I remember right, is that you have to find like the balance between those two. You have to eat right, okay? You have to sleep right,
okay.
But also you have to feed your spiritual self.
Wow.
Like meditating.
Yeah.
All that.
I think I've tried meditating,
Mm-hmm.
but not enough to get the point of it.
Oh
I
no,
like,
I mean,
I feel like I should study 1st what it is.
yeah, there's people that have been practicing Buddhism their whole life, and they never find the nirvana. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because practically when you find that spot is when you ascend.
Wow. Do you think they die?
No. It's just practically you're a Buddha.
Wow.
It's just practically like you're a god between humans, among humans, right?
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
I'd like that.
That'd be nice.
I'd like to do that.
I mean, Tesla, I think it was Tesla, that he said once that...
Ellen?
Nikola.
Oh,
Nikola Tesla.
I was like...
Elon Musk?
like Elon Musk?
No, Nikola
Okay,
Tesla.
my bad.
He said once that we are gods inside ourselves, but we never like comprehend, and we never actually
Acknowledge it, or...
acknowledge it that we are gods.
Wow.
And we have all the power that we need at the reach of our hands. But if we don't believe it, we cannot achieve it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if I say that now, people are just going to be like, you're just being cocky, dude.
You're just being like a crazy dude trying to sound deep.
Yeah. So shut up.
So shut up, brother.
Leave the weed. Leave the weed.
Leave the fungi.
It's another level, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that there's that about Buddhism. But I mean, one important thing about religion is the religious people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Because religion it's a thing, and religious people is another one. And
yeah, agreed.
and in that we can find also a different kind of religious people. You know, there's a lot of extremist people.
Oh yeah, totally.
There are also people that respect what you believe, but they still believe what they want to believe, right?
And I feel like that's how it should be.
Exactly. Just respect whatever the other person is thinking and believing.
It's like us three. Like I feel like us three have like a very different belief
approach.
Like between the three of us,
Uh-huh.
you know, because I know I don't believe what Adrian believes,
Uh-huh.
and, you know,
Yeah.
but we respect it and we're pretty cool with each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, hey, you have to believe in God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Mary and all that.
Yeah, and even if we believe the same thing, like the way we interpret things is different, because like, same Bible, and still a lot of people like see it different ways, because
True.
it's your own interpretation of.
That's true. You know, talking about Christianism and Catholicism.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that use the Bible to express their own morale to it. You know.
Okay. Do you have an example?
I have actually one example of this priest. I think it's called priest, that he's super rich, super stupidly rich, and what he says like, God wants me to be rich because in this part of the Bible it says that blah 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 blah, right? And so therefore, this is God telling me through the Bible that I have to be rich, and I'm taking your money to be rich, and I'm not wrong, and I'm not doing anything wrong in doing so.
Wow.
You know, so I'm talking about these priests that practically rip off the people, telling them that God is gonna be, I don't know, like
mad.
No, not well. Actually, like mad with them if they don't provide him money.
Wow.
And people actually believe that.
Yeah, and he's not the only one. Like all the televangelists.
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
Like
so
they just performing like fake miracles just to like get people, make people give money.
I mean, I'd be mad, but they're playing the game, dude, and they're winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't say much.
Exactly. So
it just sucks that they're taking advantage of so many people that actually believe.
I know. It sucks.
And it's people that actually is trying to find that shelter.
Okay.
You know, in religion, because I think we have all passed through that. a certain point of our life, like we need that shelter, we need that like feeling that there's something else going on out there that is gonna help us. Because there's some steps on your life where you're gonna feel helpless.
Oh yeah.
All right. So a lot of people go to religion to shelter themselves and reassure themselves. And there's a lot of people out there trying to get advantage out of that.
Yeah, I agree.
That part of religion really sucks. Really, really sucks. Because there's a lot of good people trying to, like I said, finding that shelter. And they get ripped off. And it's poor people, and all the money that they have, they contribute because they think they're doing something for the greater good. But, and at the end of the day, it's just going to one the pocket of one dude.
One guy. I agree. I have a question, man. Like, and I just thought about this because we all grew up in the same family since we're, brothers. But you know how our parents have their own religious beliefs, and they made us grow up with it and pretty much enforced it up to a certain point. What made you change your thoughts over it? Because I feel like even though we all grew up in that, now we all have a very different path from it. You know what I mean?
I would like Adrian to start with that.
Well, I think they just get to a certain point where you start asking your own question, you don't really believing just because people tell you to believe, so you're do your own research, you investigate yourself, you don't just listen to other people's thing, and I guess just naturally just go away from it, I guess.
Okay.
And there's things you disagree or or
and what's your stand on religion right now?
Well, it's kind of weird. I don't know, because I feel like right now,
fetish weird or
no, more because it's supposed to be this thing that helps people, and I guess it does help people in a sense, but there's also a big part of it where it's kind of causing harm. I guess people taking advantage of it, or using it to push their agenda, and others in order to win an argument, pretty much trying to get their way just by saying, it's because my religion tells me this,
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
No, you're wrong because my religion tells me you're wrong, so
And you, Eddie? What made you change?
What made me change?
Because I feel like we all grew up in the same one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Catholic.
Yeah.
Yep. So practically, I would like to start saying that when I was in middle school, I was really, really religious. I would like to go to the church and spend time with people in church.
Wow.
And I was happy with it. I was really happy. And afterwards, it came when I get into my band. So I didn't have that much time to go to church. And so I would start reading the Bible. Right?
Okay.
So just reading the Bible by myself, trying to figure out what he was trying to say to tell me, right? So I was trying to study the Bible, and after a few months, I was like, okay, but why? Okay, it's telling me what to do, and I understand why in a certain way, because it's practically telling you hey, be a good guy. Just help others and be a good guy. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so what's happening with the people out there? Because there's a lot of loopholes. And so I was like, okay, this is my point of view from God, right? So I was like, I was really curious, so I started first of all with a friend of mine that was Christian. So I asked him, hey, what's the difference between being a Christian and being Catholic? He was like, oh, okay, we believe in this and that, and we actually don't believe in this and that in comparison with Catholicism. And I was like, but why though? It's the same Bible. Yeah, but in this part of the Bible, it says clearly this and that. So practically there's just people interpreting the Bible in a different way, and that's the born of a new religion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? So I came across with this idea that if you read the Bible, is not really straight to the point. It is practically like when you read a riddle, right?
Okay.
Like it's water that flows in this way and the wind goes the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's practically trying to make you think in order for you to understand the message. But a lot of people is like, okay, so therefore, if the wind is going that way, the water is going that way, the other way, because the Bible says so. Like, no, bro, it's just you have to comprehend. It's trying to make you think harder. So I was like, okay, no, I don't think that that all the people that is going to church and reading the Bible and all that is just trying to judge you because they do go to church. So when I realized that, I just keep a safe distance to call it away from church and religion.
I see.
So I entered in this phase on my life that I was atheist, right?
Okay, I see.
But at the end of the day, I was like, there has to be something else out there. Yeah. Something else. And so I read a little bit about Buddhism, and they practically believe that everything is interconnected by energy.
Okay.
We're all energy. You know, they believe that when you die, you are reborn, maybe in another human, another living being, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, so maybe there's something else. There's something else, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Catholicism and Christianism they're not the first religion that there's had been.
Of course.
So why would it be the right one?
True.
Right? So yeah, I just start researching like Adrian said. So that's practically what
I think the problem a lot of times is that everybody thinks their interpretation is the right one, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's where the problem starts.
It's just crazy how, like, okay, let's say you're Catholic, right? And to say that your religion is wrong, it's to say that every other religion is... I mean, to say that your religion is right is the same as saying every other religion is wrong. Mm-hmm. So you're pretty much saying you're wrong. Doesn't matter your thousands of years of beliefs, you're wrong. And to me, that's like, what makes you so special?
Yeah, especially since nobody has any more reason to believe they're just right than anybody else.
Exactly. It's like, y'all are just believing stories.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, there's more to it, but I'm just simplifying it a lot.
Yeah. You don't want it to talk as much as I do.
No. I'm just saying, like, that's, to me, that point is very important to think. Like, why is yours so much better than the others? You know, why is yours the right one? You know, so
that's why the respect of belief is really important here.
Exactly.
But it actually it really matters that your belief is not hurting anyone.
Yeah, because then it's wrong.
Then, because when you cross that line, when you're hurting someone else, that becomes something that is wrong. And it doesn't matter if you're chilling on your religion or not. That's wrong.
Exactly. Agreed.
I mean, there's other religions that allows you to kill someone else just because they did something.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, doesn't Catholicism do that too?
Pretty much all of them do in a certain way.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Wow. Because a lot of them, they're pretty old, so in those times.
They used to stone people to death.
Yeah.
What was one of the reasons why they would do it? You think homosexuality was one of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, that's crazy.
There's so much stuff. Just pretty much something that, like, society as a whole didn't agree with. You like, that's
like cheating.
Yeah,
cheating,
adultery.
But that was a big one for women.
Well, isn't it one of the 10 Commandments?
You won't desire the
woman of another man or something.
Something like that. Of thy brother.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't man have like multiple wives?
I mean, that's what I'm telling you. Like,
loopholes.
What happened?
I think our religion is a lot of these like like Bibles and like the books, like they're being edited like
Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot.
throughout time.
a
Like
lot.
it's pretty much just like the version that the person in power at the time
Yeah,
liked, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you know, like I wanna be able to get divorced, like, you know, like that's what
that
that's
was one
pretty
of
much
the big ones, right? For
that's
the
pretty
king.
much the whole reason Protestants were created,
Mm-hmm.
because like this was this king that wanted to get divorced
Mm-hmm.
because he had already executed like 3 of his wives.
Oh snap!
Until death do us part.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause, like he wanted like a,
Pop.
I think a male son. Like he wanted a son, but they kept giving me daughters, so no child at all.
Damn.
So he just kept executing them.
Uh huh.
So he decided to like go and create his own stuff. Same Bible, still
Uh-huh.
same
Yeah,
thing.
of course. Wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, okay, now, the reason why I changed was I think I just started asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, okay, one of the first times that I guess it would count for a big part of why I changed was when my parents, they kind of forced me to go to like to classes,
I remember.
you know, for the first communion and all that stuff, and I mean forced, like there were some threats there, and I went for 2 years, man. Honestly, to this point, I still hate it. Like I still hated the fact that I wasted 2 summers on that.
Going there.
Yeah, but either way, I started asking questions like, like why don't they like homosexuals? You know, why is it so wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, it's not wrong. It's just their actions are wrong. I was like, okay,
Huh?
why?
They brush their teeth gaily.
They
Their
walk
teeth.
gay, their teeth, and
In a gaily manner.
in a gaily and they breathe gay air, and it's
No,
just,
no.
no, that's wrong. No, and yeah, that was their answer. Like their actions were wrong, and I was like, okay, but why are they wrong? Like, what are they doing so differently? Like just because they're going with the same sex, like okay,
Okay.
yeah, like what's happening? Like, you know, who's dying because of it?
Yeah.
Are they hurting anyone?
By doing it.
Yeah, and they're like, no, it's just against, you know, the religion. I was like, well, that's fucking easy to say. I'm gonna create my own religion, you know, and say it's against this religion, and you're gonna die. You know, that's freaking
You're
simple.
going to hell, to my hell.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, that's just like the simplest way to make an excuse. Oh, it's because my religion,
Uh-huh.
you know. And another thing that I used to hate, and to this point I still kind of hate, is when they say like, oh, only God knows.
Oof.
Bro, it's like, oh, you know, just answer it or something, you know.
Yeah. We're entering into the social phase or the
Aspect.
social part of the religion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we mentioned this in the past podcast when they say like, let it be what like God's
will.
will.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So it's like, come on.
Uh-huh.
So like, are you getting a new car? Let it be.
I hate that, dude.
So it's like,
oh.
but are you applying to get like a new car? No, right now I'm not, but let it be the God's will.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, if you don't start doing something, God is not gonna give it to you. I mean, if you believe or not in a God, that's not gonna change the fact that you have to put your hands to it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And what's that thing that our parents say? I don't know. A lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in Spanish. What is it?
Si Dios quiere.
Si Dios quiere. And it's like,
if God's will said.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but in Spanish. Either way, like, I know some people that say that a lot, and you tell them like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm planning to go here somewhere. Do you want to go? Si Dios quiere. I'm like, dude, just tell me if you want to go to make plans. Pues si Dios quiere, no sé. I don't know if I'll be alive or not.
He decides if you want to or not. Like,
Well, then fucking ask him on the quicks and he answers.
God damn.
you gotta go home and read the Bible. What's
I
know.
have a rosary right here.
Fucking start praying.
Communicate.
What page is it? Tell me.
Oh, but that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Like,
And it's very, very palpable. You know?
what do you mean?
Like, everyone practically says that.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, but a lot of people.
Okay. I've seen a lot of memes about this. What do you think of the people, like, let's say there's this woman and she's pregnant and she's having a hard time and she could die having the pregnancy, but the doctor, pulls a boss move and saves them both, and they get out and then they're like, gracias a Dios.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah. I happened to be through that when I was in the hospitals.
Damn.
Yeah, as a nurse, and it's like I've been there inside of the surgery room, like doing not just me, but the whole team, doing a lot of things just to get this person alive out of the surgery room. And as a matter of fact, there like just a few people said thanks to us, like, hey, thank you very much for what you did. Just a few people, I can count it with just one hand.
Damn.
And everyone else was like, oh, thank God I made it alive.
Oh, man. That to me, not that it makes me mad. 'Cause, I mean, it's whatever. But, like, they really should be thinking all those years they went to school to learn all that stuff. And all the hard work. And not just a simple, thank God.
It's like... Well, I was in the surgery room. I didn't saw him.
I didn't see the dude.
I'm sorry, but
going back to the team checking their badge, like, are you God?
He didn't arrive. I think it was the traffic. I'm sorry. He didn't make it.
He might have wanted to get there, but I didn't see.
But no.
Check in the waiting area. He might be around there.
But one thing that I actually appreciated from the patients is that when they appreciated what you were doing for them, and especially I remember all ladies or all guys, like grandmas, telling you, "Hey, mijo, God bless you," and even though you don't believe, it's like I know what you're trying to tell me. You're practically wishing me the best. So that practically, even though I might not believe it 100%, it's like, oh, I appreciate that you said that to me.
Totally, I get you.
Because, again, respect what that people believe.
You appreciate the intent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're not going to attack her like, there's no God, you fucking liar.
Or even though if she would have told me like, hey, Allah, I hope Allah bless you. Even though I don't believe in the Quran or Allah itself as the name of the God, I'll be like, oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. What if it's a satanic person, like let the Lord of Hell give you the best or whatever? I'm not gonna say bless you. I don't think he blesses people, but
well, it does count as a blessing.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be like, thank you, likewise, I guess.
Likewise.
You too, man.
that's my way to go. Like, thank you, likewise.
I'm still don't believe in it either way.
Yeah, I know.
Which, by the fact, Lucifer has a really interesting story. As a matter of fact,
totally, man. I mean,
which Lucifer means the bringer of light.
That's right.
And practically, Lucifer was the, how do you call it? He had all the knowledge. Apparently, he was the smartest. Of them all.
I've heard a theory, and sorry to interrupt you, but I'll say it after. But I heard a crazy theory about the whole story of Lucifer. But
okay.
Go on.
No. I was just saying.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, it's just a freaking theory. But I was reading that a lot of people have what happened to Lucifer and the reason why they call him a devil and the reason why he's in hell. Like, apparently they have the whole story all wrong, according to the theory, right? It said that the reason that Lucifer is the Lord of Hell or the ruler or whatever is not because he was sent there or casted to hell or whatever by God or Jesus, whatever. It was because he was the best, and God needed the best to take care of that. So he sent him as his job. He didn't cast him there like, oh, you disobeyed me or whatever. No, he's like, I trust you with this job.
Yeah,
take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
There's actually
makes sense.
There's actually a painting where they picture Lucifer like crying, like crouching, and you cannot see him like weeping, but there's like a tear.
Okay.
So the story that the painter give to this painting is that Lucifer was actually really sad because everyone hates him.
Yeah.
And practically piggybacking what you said.
Yeah.
Because he was sent over there in order to control.
Okay.
That plane.
Yeah.
And he's like, he loves humanity, but everyone hates him.
Yeah.
That's why he's so sad and kind of mad.
Yeah, exactly, man. And
and the history in the Bible says some really different stuff.
Like what?
That he practically was jealous of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was standing against God. He was like, okay, I've been by your side all this time. I'm the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your number 2. Just right above you, that's where I am.
Yeah.
And you're loving them more than me. And practically he got his army of angels that stand with his point of view. And that practically there was like a fight. And the fallen angels, like him, you're the
Sent
demons
to
now.
hell.
So there's like 2 different versions of it.
Yeah.
So practically the one that I'm saying is the more famous one.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, man.
Also, is hell even in the Bible?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because from what I've read, like on the Bible, like there's like I don't remember the actual passage, but it specifically sort of said like, oh, you don't really go to a place when you die, like you sort of just are dead, don't exist anymore, or so like in a purgatory type place until the day of the like the resurrection or whatever. He brings like.
So you resurrect?
Well, like the end of days, we're like. Paradise, So.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
like you don't really go to heaven or hell. You just sort of are dead, like don't exist until like the chosen day or whatever, Armageddon or whatever, and then like the bad people pretty much stay dead, and the good people come back.
Wow.
Yeah,
that sucks.
And also like because I read the Bible for a while because I was being taught by these Jehovah Witness, and they take the Bible pretty literally, like they really take it as it's written. So like, and like it also about the devil really sort of never mentions him being sent to hell or anything. It's like, oh, he was just sort of banished, like kicked out.
Yeah.
But never sent anyone in specific. Like,
Wow.
That's why a lot of people say that actually Earth, it's hell.
Oh yeah, because
Feels like
he also mentioned that 'cause like when he offered like Jesus like all these pyramids and like kingdoms, so like he can because like pretty much he rules sort of over Earth. It's pretty much
Okay.
because pretty much Earth is sort of like sinner, like we're all born sinners. So this is sort of like
Yeah.
So then.
And that's interesting.
And that is weird because I mean if that's true.
and it's crazy because like that's like you read the passage like oh that's literally what it says, but like it's people just take it like or they just read what like aligns with what they believe, I guess.
That a lot of people do that.
Because from what I understand, like the whole idea of hell was like is Greek, and like pretty much people just stole it, and like they just pretty much start using it as if like it's always been part of the religion.
Wow.
So it's like not really. So
Dang.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Bunch of liars.
true.
it's really weird.
Yeah, totally, man.
Yeah. So, like we were saying earlier, it's just practically what you think and how you interpret something.
Totally. And you know what's one thing I really disagree with
Uh-huh.
is, I mean, I've talked to my parents about this, and I've talked to other family members about this. Like, why do they believe? And do they really 100% believe in the religion? And I mean, I'm talking about Catholicism right here. That's what my family usually follows. And now I asked my parents, like, why do you believe and do you agree 100%?
Uh-huh.
And my parent, one of them, said, I don't agree 100%. Like, there's certain things I don't agree with.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, then why do you follow it if you disagree? Like, shouldn't it be a perfect thing? And he's like, no, because this and that. Or, I mean, simple explanations. Like, you just got to trust God.
Yeah.
But my question is, why would you follow religion if you think it's faulty?
Well, we also have to think about the religion that church is not the religion itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like right now, there's these. I don't know if it's real or not, but there's people that says that with the money that the Vatican has, we can just get hunger banished from the world.
Damn, that's a lot of
You
money.
you could feed everyone in the world with the money that they have.
Shoot.
So I mean, I kind of believe it because the past popes that we have had, Benedict, the last Benedict,
16th, I believe.
16th, yeah, I think so. He had like Gucci shoes.
I know, and the
the cape. I don't know if it's called cape, but it was designed specifically by Giorgio Armani.
Damn.
Like they had the share, the vehicle.
He
The
was
chair,
pimping, man.
they had a gold chair.
Yeah.
Gold chair.
It's because that's how you let God know this is your chair.
I know,
Because
right?
metal is a better conductor, like
Oh,
gold
yeah.
is a
Gold's
way
a
better
way
conductor.
Yeah, of course.
Like your prayer's not gonna reach him. Like it's gonna,
And Gucci has the best grip I've heard on shoes. So you don't want him falling. You know?
because if you fall to hell. So you.
Ya te chupa el diablo si te caes.
Sí, tú no, que no se caiga. And the hat was, I bet he
it
has like,
helps you reach heaven.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet he got
Close.
some like hotspot in there for
But
sure.
I think the thing it's so expensive because I think it's waterproof.
Is what?
Waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I hope it is.
it probably got a built-in umbrella on that.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, he's
And,
wasting his money.
And it has like a charger for your phone.
Hotspot. You know,
for your
you gotta be able to contact Jesus on the 5G.
on the quicks.
On the quick. Huh?
He talking to Jesus through Google Fiber.
He like the Pope. He wouldn't answer like only God knows.
Yeah, no, he'd be like, let me call God.
Let me call him. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, he said no.
He's,
You're
I'm
a
sorry.
sinner, man.
I'm sorry.
You're going to hell.
Bye bye.
Unless you
Let you
pay
give me
up.
money.
Unless you pay up, buddy. They gotta cover up in hell,
Just because they're not wearing the shoes, they're not wearing the shoes.
Yeah. You don't have Gucci shoes, so I'm not allowed to be with you.
You know, and a lot of us, well, a lot of people, and I guess I don't know if I'm correct on this one, but like on the Mexican religion, you just grow up with it, and sometimes it's not that you believe in it. That's just what you grew up with and what you were taught.
It's passed by generations to generations.
And I feel like that's what happened to like our parents and the parents.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
our
yeah.
parents.
If you really think about it, how many of them actually read the Bible?
How many
that's
of them-
true.
how
That's
many of them
true.
go to church?
And even when they go, like they really just believe what the dude in the front tells them. Like they don't really. They have no. He could tell them anything. They would never know it's not in the Bible. And he could tell them about dragons. Like,
and I mean,
well, I guess they're in the Bible. I guess he said so.
and they rape kids.
I'm not gonna shake. I'm not gonna.
And they rape kids, so I don't know how much you want to trust.
Oh, that's a big one, man. Because I mean, back in the day, I know that's still going on right now.
For sure.
The priests were not allowed to get married.
Still not or now?
Nor to have sex.
Still not allowed. But which is weird because I've seen some TV shows about some priests that have their full family. And,
Well, that's
9
Christians.
kids and all. Huh?
oh,
Christians are allowed to have a family.
Yeah.
Catholics are the ones that are supposed to be only for God.
Pure.
Like
oh,
so,
like sexual slaves.
no, I mean like
Segue.
I guess it corrupts you, so you're supposed to be a pure being. Like if you're supposed to be channeling God, you're supposed to be as pure as Him.
But
So
that's it.
why-
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because, I mean, I think that's why they seek out for whatever they can have,
Like I bet if they go to a bar, they could really get someone.
I mean, they should be allowed. They should be allowed to just get a woman or a dude that does what they want and like satisfy their sexual needs. Because we have seen a lot of cases about priests raping kids or molesting them.
And like not only that, like on some places where like they've been abusing the nuns, like on this.
Oh, yeah.
Really? I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah, like on some places, like
they're being. I think here in Juarez,
Mm-hmm.
La Basílica, like the main church in Juarez,
Yeah.
they have found nuns with babies inside of them,
Damn.
mummified.
Whoa.
Because if they got like pregnant, the priest would just only kill him and put him in one of the walls.
One of the walls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's where they have found him.
That's sadistic, dude.
That is.
And we're following this religion.
No, not us.
Well, not us.
Well,
Yeah.
but like I said, religion, church, and the people that
Yeah.
it's in charge of the church.
That's true.
I think that doesn't speak for the religion itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of bad people directing some religions,
Yeah.
True.
but I don't think that speaks for the religion itself.
Wow.
And I think my biggest problem with religious people, I guess, is like they oversimplify everything. You know, like it's sort of like a simple issue. Oh no, like it's like they immediately want to make it good, bad, black and white. You know. It's
Okay, I get you.
That's why, like, oh, he cannot. Like that's why they don't really compromise. Like they don't really like try to find the best solution. They're like, oh, it's either this or that. Like,
You know what
Yeah.
I don't like when people judge you for your personal beliefs.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
I've
have
had that.
I have
so many
I have
times.
heard you're not a good Christian. Like if that's an insult.
Not even a Christian.
It's like, why do I have to be a Christian to be a good guy? I don't.
Yeah, totally.
I
And
know,
you know
it's
what?
got, a lot of people also confuses the religious belief with morality. Like it,
Oh,
they're
exactly,
two
exactly.
totally different things. But like,
Yeah, that just like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of people that use their religion to empower their moral beliefs.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
It's like they might be doing something wrong, but if in their minds they believe they're doing something good in their religious point of view, they'll still keep doing it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
they will judge you. You don't do the same.
Yeah, you know, I've had it with people because I try to be the best person I can
Yeah,
in general.
I
Because,
get you.
I mean, I'm atheist. So I really don't believe in anything, but I've had it when I meet people, and you know, it's not like my first thing to say is I'm atheist. Don't talk to me about religion. No, man, like I don't care about that. I could care less what they believe, and it shouldn't really matter what I believe, right? So I meet people, and you know, I build a relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it, and then eventually the conversation comes up.
Yeah.
Where like, oh, what do you believe? Or
Either
like,
you want or not.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I tell them, oh, well, honestly, I don't believe at all. And they're like, really? You don't believe? And I'm like, no. And I've had it where I've built a good relationship with someone where I could call him a friend, and then I tell him I don't believe, and out of nowhere the friendship is over. Like if that automatically made me a horrible person.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, they just stopped talking to me. Like, oh, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
you're evil. And
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, dude, you've known me for like a year now, you know, and
we've been pretty good friends.
yeah, and
right?
you seem to think I'm a good guy, but now it all changed. You know, I think to judge people through their beliefs is pretty heavy, too heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, unless their beliefs are,
once again, like
bad.
it comes to like beyond the world too simply. Like it's like, oh, like he either believes or he's a bad person. Like,
Exactly.
It's like a lot of people like they're not willing to see like in between. Like
I mean,
something
Hitler
in
did that.
Well,
You know,
Yeah,
and
kinda.
yeah,
he's supposedly a bad guy. So
that's
doing
a
the-
whole different situation.
well, yeah, but like
they
people
were
are doing
dying
the
of
same
hunger.
But as a matter of fact, like if people with that kind of beliefs see Hitler, they might like supposedly Hitler was a good Christian.
Yeah.
He will follow the Bible. He will read it, and he'll be like really Christian. So if he was a good Christian, now you appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally do, and that's
So it's like,
stupid, man.
okay, like Adrian says, it's not just black and white.
Yeah, it's like murder, man. Like it's not really black and white if you think about it.
Yeah,
You can't just say oh murder was wrong, because what if it's self-defense?
Yeah.
Simple self-defense. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't just say oh you murder someone you're going to hell.
Oh, and talking about that, what do you think about religion and politics?
They shouldn't mix.
Yeah, I don't know.
They shouldn't mix, right?
But I mean, we got we trust on the dollar bill, so
Exactly.
So
I
like,
was going to say that.
What's going
dude.
on? I thought we wouldn't mix.
Like, and the perfect line for every politician here in the United States is "God bless America."
Exactly.
I know
They
it
shouldn't mix
does
it up.
annoy me a lot that a lot of like the laws that are, like whenever they're trying to make new laws or whatever, trying to justify like using religious like their religious beliefs is like that's not how it works. But like
Having like people run for president with like a full religious like view on things and people just praise them, or not president but like senators or like stuff like that.
I don't have like names in the top of my mind, but
No,
I'm
me neither,
sure
but
I'm
I've
sure
heard
it
of it.
has happened.
I remember when they made it legal in all states for same-sex marriage, and there was this big story of this one lady who she worked in the whole for the certificates and processing marriages and all that stuff, and she would deny to marry same-sex people, and people were praising her. People were praising her and they wanted her to get fired, and then the religion came and they're like, you're not gonna fire her because she's only doing the right thing. And it's like,
well,
that's stupid.
she's not doing her job, so
Yeah,
hell
exactly.
yeah, I'm gonna fire her.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it does. I think it does apply because our work now, they cannot fire you because your personal religious beliefs, right? But it's like right now, I'm a cook, right? So, what if I believe that I cannot wash any dishes? Like my personal beliefs doesn't allow me to wash any dishes.
I can't. Or what if you don't want to cook meat? I can't cook this meat. I don't believe in it.
So at the point you're not doing your job. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like people could totally take advantage of that too.
I mean, I can understand the fact that you're Buddhism, you are Christian, you're Catholic, you're Islamic. Okay, I understand. You have your personal point of view and your personal religion.
Yep.
That's okay. That doesn't mean anything. You can work wherever you want. But if you're not doing your job, then that doesn't have to do. Then that doesn't have to do anything with your religion.
Exactly. So like, let's say like for cooks and let's say people who can't eat pork or what if they praise cows and they can't cook cow meat or beef. Like if you got hired and they told you you're gonna be cooking meat, why did you take the job? And if you really can't do it and don't want to do it, quit. Don't be suing the company because all they're trying to do is get their job done.
Or even if that's the case, like I will be like, okay, if I'm the manager, okay, so you're gonna cook all the veggies, right? So you don't want to have nothing to do with the meat. I will not force you to. So cook everything that is veggies, right? And I will have another cook that is gonna specifically cook meat, and we can make a team out of that.
And you better not freaking complain.
So this lady that you were talking about, like, okay, so you don't want to do it. Okay, so go to another, another section of your own, like I work, and don't marry anyone. Just start doing something else.
Yeah, of course, man.
Maybe in the same company and everything, but just go and do something else that you're capable of.
Something useful.
So don't try to screw people over your personal beliefs.
Exactly.
But there's that. I mean, I know there's gonna be a lot of fire.
Yeah.
I would like to think that the people that listen to us,
they should know us.
We appreciate a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think they're open-minded as well.
I hope so.
So I think they're gonna understand what we're saying. We're not attacking any religion.
Yeah,
we're not attacking anyone. We don't want any violence towards anyone because we actually respect what you believe.
Exactly, and it's exactly that. We're just speaking our minds. It's not like if I ask someone like, "What do you think?" and if they totally hate my point of view, I'll listen to it and I'll be like, "Okay."
That's okay.
That's what you believe. So we're not doing it with any hate or any disrespect. We're just being honest.
Yeah, totally.
Like we always do.
Because even if it hurts, the truth is there, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. And if any of you disagree, agree, just let us know. Comment.
And we might agree to disagree, right?
And that's it.
GG, bruh.
Man, but totally, like, religion is a very tough topic. And totally depending on who you talk with, right? Because, I mean, there's this lady I know from work who she said, I mean, she was telling us while we were on break, and she was telling us, no, I used to know this lady, she was very lovely, but then she told me she didn't believe in God, and I knew she was a sinner. I knew it. And I was like, what?
What?
Like, you literally just said she was a good person, and now you're saying she's a sinner and that you hated her. And she even told us, and I stood up and I told her, you better not talk crap about Jesus because I will beat you up. And I was like, wow, what a good Christian.
Wow.
What an amazing Christian.
You're too much of a Christian.
Yeah, so it totally depends who you talk to. And again, just always try to have an open mind and know that all you're doing is listening to other people's point of view. You know, because a lot of people, when they get a different opinion, because that's what they are, they're opinions in the end, you know, people take it as facts and they get super angry about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's my fact against yours. No, they're both freaking opinions, you know.
Yeah.
So it totally depends on who you talk to, man. But yeah, people do get fired up with these things, man.
Yeah. I think a very big part of religion is the philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's philosophy.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much just sort of like finding a way of how you're supposed to live your life.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get around things?
And not my bad.
Go.
When I studied ethics in college, that's when I really, really changed my mind about everything.
Yeah.
You know, because ethics, it's not supposed to show you how to live, or what to think. It's supposed to show you how to think of things. You know.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of philosophers who actually covered a lot of religion. You know, one of my favorite ones was Nietzsche. You know, he has a whole bunch of ideologies over religion, and I totally love that guy. You know, and he doesn't just bash it, like, he questions it. Like, that's all he's doing. He's just questioning it, you know. And one of the biggest ones that I loved was, would you rather live believing in God to die and know he doesn't exist, or live not believing to die and know he does exist? You know, and that was a big question. So yeah, like, he made me really think over religion as a whole, like any of them.
As a matter of fact, he has like these like story that made him receive a lot of fire from religious people, where it says, like, I think God is dead. And like always, people started thinking about it before actually getting informed about it. You know, because the whole story is not about saying that God doesn't exist. It was just practically, if I remember right, it's just this dude that is watching how the world is decaying so much that he's practically crying, saying God is dead, because everything is going to shit practically. So that was like practically the point was to make you think that everything is going to shit. Why don't you change to start making things better?
Exactly.
Right? But people extremely religious, I would say, just started like throwing fire to him, because they were saying like, okay, so you're saying that God doesn't exist and this and that and this and that. So okay. So yeah, and part of the philosophy itself is you have to have an open mind in order for you to actually change your beliefs on something, because you're evolving the way that you think.
Yeah, that's, I mean, since the beginning of my ethics class, or my professor, he told us that one of the biggest rules of a philosopher is that you should always give yourself the chance to change. You know, and accept if you're wrong and change your thought.
Philosophy in general is just pretty much sort of like the science of arguing.
Yeah.
So like the whole point is that you're actually trying to like find an answer. Like you're not trying to like win an argument. You're trying to sort of
it's a group.
find a solution together.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I don't know if I still doing it, but back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like yesterday, when someone would tell me like, "Hey, you're doing this wrong," and I would be like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Because I want to know. I wasn't arguing. I was like, "Okay, why?" No, because you are doing it wrong. Okay, but tell me why.
Yeah.
And now because this and that. Okay, but how that way makes it better than the way that I'm doing it. And a lot of people would think that I was just arguing and answering back and being unpolite. So I was not, right? I was just trying to figure it out why. Because I wanted to comprehend the nature of it. Because, okay, if I'm wrong, I want to know it.
Yeah, of course, man.
And I want to know why, and I want to know what's the right way of doing it. But a lot of people would be like, okay, you're just talking back to me.
Yeah.
You're being irrespectful.
I've had that too. And as now that I've been working there for a year now, I mean, I've gotten the chance to train some people.
Yeah.
So the way I go up with it is I don't tell them this is how it's done. I tell them, this is how we usually do it.
This is a way
of
doing it.
This is a way of doing it, or this is how I usually do it. But I always remind them, like, that's not the way to do it, because we all have our own way.
It's not written on stone.
Exactly. So I always let them know, like, this is a way to do it. Some people do it this way. I do it this way.
Yeah.
But like
eventually you'll find your way.
I always
I think a lot of people do take it personally. I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they like all this, like this is the right way because this is the personal way I believe. And like if you disagree with me, like you're attacking me as a person. Like
you're calling me stupid or something. Yeah,
like,
dumb.
Because nowadays I think validation is super important, and everyone is in their own bubble, and they always think that they're right.
Exactly.
And if you contradict what they're saying, they're gonna be like, "What? Are you human standing against me?"
Yeah, and they totally feel like you're attacking their whole being instead of just like, "Hey, I think there's
like, hey, you're right. I was doing this like not wrong,
but I could do it better."
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And it's annoying because a lot of times, like I automatically assume that if you don't agree with them, you're stupid. And the way they speak to you, you're like, what is this stupid person trying to tell me?
And they talk slow too, like, no.
Oh,
look,
I had that.
The things that we have to do, like, bro.
And then you ask them why they're right. They can never tell you, like,
they're just
no. The favorite answer of the that people is like, because that's the way it's done.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, yeah, but why? Because it is the way.
It's because
only God knows.
If you truly believed you were right and you were confident that you wouldn't be afraid of people telling you you're wrong.
Man, of course.
Thing.
And I'm a very methodical person, and so when I do something, I actually sketch it in my head. So okay, this is the steps that I have to do in order to make it as good as possible.
Okay.
So I have a reason for my actions.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes, not always.
Okay.
But that's why I try to teach people, like, hey, this is the way that it has been working the best for me. So here you have it. Or maybe like to tell people that I'm seeing, like, I can do this and do it well, like in 15 minutes. They're taking over an hour to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, if you want to save some time, you can do it like this and that. And they'll be like, okay, that's the way you do it. Let me do it in my way.
Okay, but you're taking a fucking hour. God damn it.
You can't.
I know. I just try it because that's what I try to do. Like, if somebody tells me something, like, especially at work, like, it's like, try doing it like this. And like, I don't just automatically ignore it. I try it. And then if it works better for me, like, I'm going to do it like this. But if not, I'm like, I personally prefer the way I was doing it before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but you should just give it a try.
It doesn't help or it doesn't help enough where it makes a difference,
Yeah, just give it a try and just accept there are some other ways of doing it.
Yeah, you should always leave yourself some space to grow and the opportunity to make progress.
And I think this all apply also for religion. You have to be open in order for you to be better. Even if you're in your own religion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Be better if that's your way of living.
Mm-hmm.
Live it, right?
Yeah, man. And to be honest, that's why I say that I'm atheist, because I don't really believe in a religion. Like, I have my own thoughts of living. My own.
I have
ways.
my own beliefs. I have moral systems.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I have my own system of
Like,
trying to be the best person I can be.
There's things that I believe to be right and wrong, and if I encounter something new, there's my own ways of finding out for myself
Yep.
Yeah.
whether it's right or wrong. Like, I just
Yeah, like one of the greatest things for me is like happiness. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
For you to like find whatever makes you happy. Because I know what makes me happy and I'll do it. And like some people might think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Not saying I do filthy shit, okay? I'm just saying like I know what makes me happy.
just make sure nobody else gets hurt. Like, you're
Yeah.
not affecting nobody.
As long
Like,
as you respect others, you should be 100% fine.
And to leave the cliffhanger before we end this podcast, I would like to ask you a question and just give a short answer, and maybe we'll continue on the next podcast.
Exactly.
So what do you think about that? People that it's actually like nowadays we see on Facebook, like everyone is happy. Everyone is on vacations. Everyone is on their best clothes, on the pictures, and everyone is like saying, "Oh, thank God for everything that I have. My new car, my new house, my new this, my new that."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that is trying to find that happiness because that's what they're watching on social media, and people is getting depressed, but because they are not
Living that life.
living that happy life.
Okay.
Do you think that people doesn't comprehend that? Yeah, you're fighting for your happiness, but if you're not achieving it in the first try, you have to go for it again and again. Because going for your happiness is not like, oh, it's super sure that I'm gonna get happiness if I do this. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's because I think a lot of people, when you see people online succeeding, you don't see the journey. You just see them succeed, and like, I guess for a lot of people, they don't look into it enough to like notice that like, oh, this didn't just happen like from one day to another. Like, this took years, and like they don't really see that. So like, they think that in their own life it's supposed to just take like one day to another. Like, so like that's why a lot of people get depressed, because they're like, oh, I did it, and like by next week, and like I didn't achieve anything. Like in a week, like, oh, I'm a failure. Like I'm not as good as these other people. Like, no, like you just gotta understand.
Just gotta go harder.
Yeah, you gotta understand. Like it was as hard for them as well. Like it took, like, if you really like do your research, don't you like look like, oh, I'm successful now, like actually see where they started. Like you're like, sometimes it takes like years, sometimes even decades for them to get where they are.
Yeah, exactly.
So give us your own answer on the messages, and we might continue it on the next one.
Well, one thing, like something that I want to mention right now, but I didn't get to. Like, I don't know if it was a philosopher or something, but like mentioned that the thing about atheists, like, you know how like they get shit like, oh, you don't believe in anything, like being atheist. Like he mentioned that everybody's atheist. It's just that the people that call themselves atheists is atheists have a lot more religion than everybody else.
Ooh.
Wait, say that one again.
That everybody is
Inception.
atheist. Everybody is atheist.
Yeah.
Because you don't, like, when you believe in a religion, you're pretty much saying like all of them are wrong. So you're atheist about all those other religions. It's just that the people that call themselves atheists are just atheists about one more religion than everybody else.
Ooh. Wow.
So we're fucking winning. Damn.
That's a good one. That's a good one. What a way to finish this podcast.
Good conversation, like, and
Very,
like we
very,
mentioned,
very
it's
good.
A big topic. Like we talked how long? Over an hour, a little bit.
Over an hour and
Little
3
bit.
minutes now.
And like
4 minutes.
And like at no point did we went into detail about what we believe. So it's
kind of.
It's a
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, like not into detail. Like,
Okay.
We didn't explain
Totally,
what we believe.
totally.
So like, a big topic.
We didn't attack each other.
Yeah.
Nobody got
So
hit.
there's
I mean,
still a lot left to talk. So
Yeah,
for sure.
a lot.
For sure.
So
no, that's it for today. Well,
Thank you, folks.
thank you, class.
that's all, folks. No, but yeah, thanks everybody who's watching, listening. We appreciate it a lot.
A lot.
And
Very
if
much.
you wanna keep watching, we'll subscribe on YouTube. and
give us that like.
2BH Podcast on Twitter. Where are we?
Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook.
And YouTube.
And YouTube
as well.
As 2BH Podcast on all of the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And like always, we are
irresistibly honest. Thanks for watching.